Happy Thursday. Thanks so much for starting your afternoon with us here on THV 11. I'm Michael Laren. Meteorologist Corrales Ortiz is over in the Weather Center right now because, Corrales, you're busy watching radar and monitoring the chance of some rain and storms over the next little bit. Yeah, it's been mostly quiet for much of the day besides a strong storm here or there across the natural state, but just some things we're keeping an eye out throughout the day as we continue to see the increase for that potential throughout the morning, throughout the afternoon, I should say. But we're already seeing signs of that cold front slowly starting to push on through. Look at this sharp contrast in temperatures over to our north and west. Parts of Van Buren County in the 50s, whereas down the road, like in Faulkner County, Conway County, they're in the 70s this afternoon, and so it's a good indication of just a pretty strong cold front there. And ahead of that cold front, we have a line of some showers and storms kind of trying to develop. We've been watching this particular storm here, which seems to have actually weakened a bit in terms of it did have signs of some very weak broad rotation, not really showing a whole lot here in terms of that storm relative winds where we kind of take a peek at that rotation. So that's looking good. Normally, if we see an increase in the lightning count, that does tend to indicate it's kind of strengthening. No lightning was indicated there. Just a reminder, slim chance for a strong storm or two. It's not zero, but it's there. I'll let you know what's in store for your forecast as we continue on this afternoon coming up. All right, Krause, thank you. As this line of weather moves through, we remember it's been almost a week now since several tornadoes ripped through northeast Arkansas. Governor Asa Hutchinson is meeting with local leaders in Trumann today. THV 11's Mercedes McKay is live there. Mercedes, walk us through what we're expecting today.
Yeah, hey, Michael, this is where Governor Asa Hutchinson will be meeting with those local leaders in Trumann to talk about the damage. It'll all be happening here at the sports complex. This is where most of the relief efforts are taking place. We're actually farther away because a lot has already been going on this morning, people dropping off and picking up donation, things like food and clothes. That's all happening inside, which we'll be in a little later. Now, this obviously all comes after yesterday when FEMA also assessed the damage here. The state emergency manager actually said that about 300 homes were destroyed from Friday night severe weather. We'll hear more from the governor and how the city is recovering tonight at 5 and 6. Live in Trumann, Mercedes McKay, THV 11 News.
Mercedes, thank you. THV 11 is teaming up with the American Red Cross and our sister stations in this region to raise money and help those impacted by the severe weather. It's easy to donate. All you have to do is text the word tornado to that number on your screen, 90999. You'll receive a message back asking you to confirm a donation of $10. The cleanup and recovery efforts will be ongoing and your help is greatly appreciated. Again, if you want to donate, just text the word tornado to 90999. We want to shift gears and talk about COVID-19 in Arkansas now. The state saw more than 1,000 new cases of the virus on Wednesday. Here's some good news. Looking at our positivity rate, that red line there on your screen, after steadily climbing to end November, we've seen it drop this month. Unfortunately, not every number is dropping though. COVID hospitalizations continue to rise in the state. 517 people are hospitalized with the virus this afternoon. That is up by more than 25% since November and our highest levels since October. Right now, nearly 90% of those hospitalized are unvaccinated. While those hospital numbers are rising this afternoon, healthcare workers we spoke to say they're managing. It's similar to the pattern we saw during last year's holiday season surge, but the numbers are only about half as high. We spoke to medical experts at both Baptist Health and UAMS who say thanks to vaccinations, education, and immunity, we are seeing hopeful signs, but we must remain vigilant.
The acuity, the sickness of the people we're taking care of is not as drastic as it was last year.
There are some hopeful signs, but we really have to stick to good public health behaviors. That's really the most important thing.
While more people may need hospital care, Dr. Novak says capacity is not what she's worried about. It's staffing. The CDC is warning that early data shows Omicron cases in the U.S. are doubling about every 2 days. And scientists have found the new COVID-19 strain in 36 states. But Omicron, along with the surge of Delta cases, may push some hospitals to the brink during the holiday season. The 7-day average of daily cases nationwide is the highest it's been in about 3 months. Meg Oliver has the very latest.
We expect to see the proportion of Omicron cases here in the United States continue to grow in the coming weeks.
The CDC is warning that early data shows Omicron cases in the U.S. are doubling about every 2 days. But Dr. Anthony Fauci says there is good news. At this point, there is no need for a variant-specific booster.
If you are unvaccinated, get vaccinated, and particularly in the arena of Omicron, if you are fully vaccinated, get your booster shot.
According to the CDC, those who are unvaccinated are 8 times more likely to be hospitalized and 14 times more likely to die from COVID compared to the fully vaccinated. Around 65% of eligible Americans have 2 doses of the vaccine, but only around 30% of people over 18 have their booster.
The booster, do not think of it as a bonus. It is a necessity.
As COVID cases tick up, states, businesses, and schools are taking action. After hundreds of students recently tested positive for COVID at both Cornell and Princeton, the universities moved final exams online. Princeton and NYU are now among several schools requiring students to get their booster before returning to campus for the spring semester. In Philadelphia, where cases have doubled in recent weeks, the health commissioner is urging residents to cancel their holiday parties and avoid gathering indoors. But if you do plan to attend a holiday gathering indoors, infectious disease specialist Dr. Celine Gounder says open windows and doors to help with ventilation and try to get a HEPA air filter if possible and make use of rapid tests.
What is your biggest concern when it comes to Omicron right now?
How infectious it is. So even if it turns out that Omicron causes milder disease, if more people are infected with a milder disease, you could end up with just as many deaths.
A new study by Yale University and the healthcare research group, the Commonwealth Fund, found that the U.S. vaccination program likely prevented more than 1 million deaths. The CDC said yesterday that's the power of vaccines. Meg Oliver, CBS News, New York.
The investigation continues this afternoon, surrounding the death of a Little Rock man while he was in custody of an off-duty sheriff's deputy. Last Friday, the Pulaski County deputy was working security at Movie Tavern near the outlets of Little Rock when 30-year-old Terrence Caffey allegedly attacked employees. Not much information has been released by the department, but here's what we do know this afternoon. A sheriff's office report says the deputy and Caffey got into a struggle. That's when Caffey went into, quote, medical distress. Officers with the Little Rock Police Department were called to assist with the arrest at some point, but their level of involvement is unknown to us at this time. According to the report, Caffey was taken to the hospital where he died. Where he was pronounced dead, I should say. His time of death has not been released. Movie Tavern says an internal investigation is underway and the employees involved are on administrative leave. The deputy involved has not been named. The family and attorneys met with police Wednesday afternoon. The sheriff's office did not want to make a statement on the incident. Neither did the family attorney. He'd only say they were shown a video of the incident. THV11 has asked the sheriff's office to release any video of this incident to the public. We'll continue following this story and bring you any additional updates. The Cabot School District is addressing a common problem with what it considers a unique solution. The daily pay for a substitute teacher there starts at around $90, and now the school board has approved a new bonus system for both new and existing subs to add on to that. District officials say that sometimes the $50 background check fee for a new sub can be a barrier for them. Now they can get that fee reimbursed after working 10 days for Cabot. On top of that, every substitute will get an extra $50 for each full week they work. With each of those bonuses, their name will go in a hat. The district will hold a $500 prize drawing at the end of each 9 weeks, and the school district's Director of Human Resources and Legal Affairs says students are already safe and supervised, but more subs will provide extra cushion for teachers and staff.
We've heard from lots of teachers that they really have to rethink whether or not they want to take a sick day or whether they're going to take a personal day just because they know that it may cause a hardship on their building. We don't want our employees to have that kind of stress.
She says Cabot is the only district in the state offering incentives like this right now. If you're interested in learning more or applying, we have a link on thv11.com.